Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to the It's the Human Experience podcast. I'm your host, Hazel Brown. I wanted to make sure that as we go into the new chapters of our life, the new year, the new week, the new month, the new day, whatever the newness is for you in this moment, it could be a new year for you in terms of your birthday just passed, the fact that we are in a whole new dimension of challenges and opportunities and relationships and all the things, right? When we think about our evolution and as we become a better person, I want you to make sure that you are embracing everything that is in store for you because you have to continuously remember that you are nowhere near where you're going to be. So, in that moment, and knowing that the future you starts with you, as well as knowing that the best is yet to come, I want you to go after your goals. Guys, if this is your first time tuning in to the It's a Human Experience podcast, welcome, welcome. If you are a return listener, thanks for tuning in to the It's a Human Experience podcast. If you're not already following us, go ahead and scroll up to the top so that you don't miss an episode. Hit follow so that you can be able to get alerts when new episodes drop. And be sure to comment when you're done listening so that I can know if the episode provided value, what parts of it provided value, and all the things so I can keep bringing you episodes like this. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the episode because, yes, I don't skip a beat, but I wanted to make sure that I had some manners and I let you know that I appreciate you listening and welcome, welcome. So, guys, as we're thinking about embracing our authentic self, embracing the calling over our life, betting on ourselves because we know we're called to do more, I want you to realize like that fear that you're feeling, that feeling of, "Mm, can I really do this? I don't even have no money." Let's talk about that part of it, right? I don't have no money. I don't have the resources. I don't have the connections. I don't even know where to start. Child, I don't know where to start. No one in my family has done this before. None of my friends are doing this. Like, how do I even start this? Like, that's cool. There's Chat GDP, there's Google, there's YouTube University, and that sounds cute, but I don't even have time to go and do that level of research to stand this up. Like, that is just not going to happen. Yes, those are all the thoughts that are possibly going through your mind when you think about your goals, when you think about your dreams, when you think about all the things you want to accomplish and all the things you want to become. But know that you're not alone in those thoughts. Every time we start something new, we all get that feeling of, ooh, should I? I want to. I don't want to do the work. I don't want to walk through that dark space. I don't want to have to deal with all of the disappointments that are going to come along with walking through the unknown. Guys, yes, we all feel that way. We all go through the period of wondering, is the reward going to be worth the bite, be worth the fight, be worth the risk, be worth the time? Let's be real here. But the decision is up to you. What I've learned is that there is truly four types of people in terms of scientifically and what they kind of share. And it's people that are average, people that are reserved, people that are self centered, and people who are role models. And then kind of bridging that gap, we've had other different theories that talks about up to 16 different human types or personality types. So regardless if you want to choose 4 or you want to choose 16, the reason I mention that is I want you to remember that there are yous all over the world. You think of all of the people in this world, not even in the US, in this world. And if you divide that out by 16 types of people, child, there is you and you and you all over the place. So that means there are people like you all around the world that are here willing and waiting to hear someone like you stand up and show them that, yes, I have the same story to a certain degree, and I still was able to get up and do it. And this is how I did it. So, in knowing that you embracing that calling is going to help someone else, then you have to stand up in that truth. I'm no different than anyone else when it comes to having that sense of, ooh, child, this looks like a lot. Like, how am I going to figure this out? But I can tell you, every time I own the calling over my life, every time I decide that I'm going to use my voice and just be, I'm going to embrace me. And I'm going to say that, you know what? This is me. I'm just going to show up, and who loves it, and who doesn't, doesn't. The amount of outpouring is the best way to describe it that I get from people that are excited that I decided to do it, decided to show up for myself, decided to go through the dark moments, regardless of what it is that it takes to get it done. And what I've learned is that that obedience brings the resources, it brings the money, it brings the opportunity, it brings the people, it brings everything that you thought you lacked. So, what I've realized is that it's truly a mindset. And in that mindset, you have to make the decision that, am I going to look back in 3 years, in 3 weeks, in 3 months, in 3 decades, and say to myself, man, I wish in that moment I would have betted on myself? Or are you going to stand tall at that point and say, wow, girl, wow, guy, look what you did. Look what you did. It wasn't easy. On the outside, everybody else, it looks just smooth sailing, no ups and downs, no ebbs and flows. But regardless of that, you know the truth. You stood up in it, and look at the miracles that have taken place. Guys, that feeling of betting on yourself is the feeling of fulfillment. The feeling of knowing that I had no idea how I was going to get this done. I just knew I needed to do it. And I knew that He would provide a way for me. I knew that I was doing it because it's what made the most sense to me as a person, as opposed to what everyone else was doing. And man, did I reap the benefits? Man, did I make the impact? Man, do I feel unstoppable in knowing that anything I put my mind to, I can absolutely do it? It is an absolute mindset shift. Being able to go from what you don't have, what you think you cannot do, hence think you cannot do, and moving away from that to be able to just do what it is you were called to do. I want to ask you, are you going to do what it is you were called to do? Because I know you were called to be great. I know you were called to do more. I know you have what it takes. You have what it takes. And I want you to stop playing small. Stop trying to shrink yourself and take up less space. Stop dimming your light. Stop telling yourself it's for other people. Stop telling yourself it's hard. It's hard for everyone. Start talking yourself down. When you start getting that feeling of, oh, that's that, I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to do it, but ooh, it looks a lot harder than I thought it would. Talk yourself down. Tell yourself, for example, I'll give you an example. Tell yourself, you know what, Hazel? That's a tall glass. But guess what? We're just going to pour a shot. We're going to try one step, and we're going to see how that goes. And within that one step, once that is going to work out, because it's one step, you're going to realize, okay, it's time to take step 2, because I did step 1. Break it down. Don't make it so hard for yourself to where you're trying to accomplish that end goal. That end goal takes time, right? That end goal takes time. If we were on a track field or whatever kind of field people run on, because child, I don't know, I'm not even from here. That's a whole nother story. Yes, I was born in Jamaica, guys. If you did not know, you know that now. So a lot of times I'm trying to remember what things are called in the US of A, but regardless of which, we're going over to that track field. And that's sad because Jamaica has a lot of track stars. So yeah, that's a terrible excuse, but that's what I got. Anywho, you start on the track field at start. And then there's stop all the way at the end. And if that person is thinking to themselves, man, I don't have the endurance, I don't have the stamina, I have not trained for this, I don't know how I'm going to run from the starting point to that end point. And if you're anything like me, when I'm exercising, I give myself a goal. I said, you know what? Run to that tree. Child, when I get to that tree, I trick myself again. Just go ahead and run to the light pole. I run again. Okay, just go ahead and go to the I run again. Keep running. But pace yourself. When I tell my mind that I only got to go to the tree, guess what? I do it. But if I told my mind I had to go all the way to the stop, my mind is like, child, goodbye. Who's going to do it? Not me. Because sometimes you're mentally working against yourself because it seems hard. Our mind is trying to protect us from hard, but the reality is we have what it takes to do it. So do that for yourself and pace yourself so that you don't deter yourself from becoming the version of yourself that you know you're destined to be. Guys, I just want you to be great. This is not intended to be a long episode. This is intended to just let you know truly how important it is to embrace those new beginnings, to bet on yourself as time continues to pass. I don't want you to keep looking back and saying to yourself, man, if I would have just bet on myself, if I would have just done it, gosh, this person did it. That person was talking about it with me, and look at them. This person said X, but it's not about any of those people. It is about you. If it takes you using healthy competition to say to yourself, I know I can do it, and I'm going to do it with someone, regardless if you're doing it with them in your head or you're doing it with them out loud, depending on like that the social circle that you have. I want you to do it. I want you to use whatever you know that you have to use against yourself to become the best version of yourself. For me, I've had many moments that I had to just kick myself in the butt in a negative way by saying, girl, you keep going like this and it's going to be like XYZ. And that would motivate me to show up for myself. But if you know that you're the kind of person where that mean motivation is not going to work, then you have to tell yourself, give yourself some kind of incentive. You know what? If you do XYZ, girl, I will take you to Mexico. I will take you to Japan. Just do it. I will buy you a bicycle. Listen, whatever you got to tell yourself, do that, because that is what's going to help you show up for that goal. Whatever it is that you know works for you, do it. Journal, write your thoughts out, seek therapy if you realize like this is something that's triggering you, it's causing more trauma. Heal from that and then continue to work towards your goals. I'm not here to tell you that anything is going to be easy. I don't do the glitz and glam of social media to make it seem like, oh my God, like you just shift your mindset, magic. No, it's not magic. It's going to take some work and dedication, but I tell you that it's worth it. Betting on yourself is the best thing you could do for yourself. Stop shrinking, stop playing small, stop dimming your life. Remember, the future you, it starts with you. I'm rooting for you. Please be sure to go ahead and comment. Let me know how this episode was. Listen to the previous episodes, guys. I drop gems, I share strategies, I share theories, I share all sorts of things and stories for myself as well as guests that I bring on to make sure that I'm sharing the things that you need for you to be able to grow and glow into your best self. Go ahead and bet on yourself. I look forward to hearing the feedback. Rate the episode 5 stars. Five. Let me show up. Five. 5 stars so that I can be able to continue to bring you episodes like this.